Let's get right to it. Cara, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am great. Thank you for calling and sharing your experience with Rocket Mortgage. Your father listens to the show. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, he does.
And your father told you to do what?
I called him because I wanted to get his opinion on a refinance that Rocket Mortgage had given me to get out of my FHA and into a conventional. And it just seemed a little too good to be true. So I called him to ask him about it, and he told me that I should give you a call.
And why did he tell you to call us?
Because he thought it wasn't a good deal with the closing costs. The closing costs were way too high.
Okay. And your father is retired what? Rigger, right? That Steve and his dad worked at?
Yes. He's a retired rigger from Local 136.
And what's your father's last name? Because Steve thinks he knows him.
Byrne, Byrne.
You know Danny?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course I know Danny and Brendan and
okay, enough of your he's having flashbacks
and their dad and
all right, here we go.
Because there's only 300 guys in the local.
All right, we got 2.5 hours on the show. Can we focus on
so
Cara here?
I wouldn't think Danny was listening to the show though.
Okay, well he doesn't when you're on.
That's probably true.
So Danny tells Cara to call us. Now, is it true that you just refinanced with Rocket Mortgage within the past 12 months?
I did. So we wanted to consolidate our debt into one payment, so we did a cash out, and we had shopped around, and Rocket had given us the lowest rate, but now I realize why they gave us the lowest rate.
You know why they gave you the lowest rate?
Yes. Now I do know why they gave us the lowest rate, because they bought us down with points.
They charged you $10,549 worth of closing costs. Now, yeah. Joel, a typical refinance to cover all the soups and nuts from A to Z is about $2,100 to $2,600.
That seems reasonable.
Last year, 12 months ago, Rocket Mortgage charged Cara and her family $10,549 in closing costs and discount points. Forget about the prepaids. I stripped those away to refinance because they sell the rate, not the payment. And the typical consumer like Cara gets hung up on the rate, not the payment. Is that an accurate statement, Cara?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. So now they call her again to refinance her out of her FHA loan to get her out of PMI, because PMI is horrible, right? Everybody. So they took that angle when they called you. Would that be an accurate statement?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Sounds like a deposition.
It is. Because if they come after me, which they probably will, I got Cara, and Rocket Mortgage could come after me all they want. You charge this lady $10,549 that lives in a $300,000 home in Romeoville, okay? Husband, 2 kids, 7 and 12, right? 7 and 12?
Yes, 7 and 12.
Okay, 7 and 12. Charge her $10,549 last year, 12 months ago. Wanted to charge her another $9,100 in closing costs to refinance her again. Danny Burns said that doesn't sound right. Call David Hochberg, because I listen to his show every time Stephen A. Leahy's not on. Okay? So I'm like, okay, I quoted her a rate. 7.5, 7.625, 7.99 covering all the costs. I ran the numbers. I'm like, send me your mortgage statement. Correct, Cara?
Yes, that's what we did.
Okay. I found out that her principal interest, taxes, and principal interest in PMI was $1,415. To refinance out of that loan into a conforming loan, right now, her payment would have gone up like $200-300. And I said, yeah. Cara, it doesn't make sense. Is that an accurate statement, Cara?
Yes.
Okay. Rocket Mortgage, she sends me the loan estimate. $9,100 in closing costs and 2.6 discount points to get her rate down to 6.375, which is a half a point higher than what she's in today. So Rocket Mortgage wanted to put her into a conforming loan, get her out of PMI, which is what they sold, increase her rate a half a point, increase her payment $120 a month to pay her 29-year term loan off in 27 months. Is all this accurate?
Yes, they adjusted it from 29 years to 27 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I took it. I sent her the spreadsheet. I said, hey, here's the spreadsheet of where you started. 13 months, if you took that same $120 a month and started paying in $120 a month from month 13 for the rest of the term of your loan, you'll pay your loan off in 24.7 months. right?
Years.
24.7 years. I'm all fired up. 24.7 years instead of 27 years.
Right, if I just applied the extra to the principal. Yep.
Save herself $9,100. Save herself $41,000 in mortgage payments. Yes, she'd still pay PMI, but she'd still be ahead and still have $9,100 in her pocket. Were you happy or upset? What were your feelings when you found that out?
So, I mean, I was happy that I called you, but more so, just upset. Just the way that it was presented to me was, it was all the good things, and then they sent the paperwork, and then they want you to stay on the phone with them so you can lock in the rate and everything right then and there. And she goes, just, go ahead and sign and accept, and we can move forward with it, because they paint a great picture of, like, we're getting you out of this FHA, we're getting rid of this PMI for you, we're doing great things for you.
You sent, well, hang on. You sent me, just to confirm, you sent me your mortgage statement and the loan estimate from Rocket, correct?
Yeah, correct, yes.
I analyzed those numbers for you to make sure you were doing the right thing.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So we got that taken care of. All right. So I said, set up a call with Rocket Mortgage for me. And she's like, you do that? I'm like, I do it. Yeah, let's go. It's like batting practice for me. It's pregame stretching, right? It's like Robbie Gould when I used to wheel out the frozen footballs for him and hold his frozen balls when he kicked field goals to practice over the summer. We talked about it on the show. He confirmed it. Okay, it was a long extension cord fire problem. Don't worry about it. But Robbie Gould kicking frozen balls that I held. Okay, so this is like pregame stretching for me. You called up, set the call up, correct?
I did.
Okay. And we told the Rocket mortgage professional that I am your financial planner mortgage advisor, correct?
That's what we said, yes.
Okay. So I went through the entire thing. I go, do you think it's right for this lady, our client here, to pay close to $20,000 in closing costs over 12 months to refinance twice with you? And what did the Rocket loan officer say?
She started with the same spiel that she had originally given me, and then you stopped her and you said, listen, do you think it's a good idea? And she didn't think it was in our best interest, ultimately.
Right, because I walked her through and said, yeah. The ironic thing is I opened a spreadsheet and just added $120 a month more on the 13th month. And did you realize that if she paid an extra $120 that you're recommending, that she would pay her current loan off in 24.7 years instead of 27 and save over $41,000 in mortgage payment without giving you guys another 9 G's in closing costs that she could then maybe take for her 2 kids who are 7 and 12 and invest it in a college fund? Don't you think it would be a better idea going in that direction? And her response, Cara?
You asked her if she'd run that report, and she said no, she didn't.
Okay. So in closing, Rocket Mortgage, you want to come after me? You're going to come after Cara. 3 questions for you. Why did you call Rocket in the first place? I
wanted to refinance, so they're my current. And they'd reached out to me about another refinance this year to get out of my FHA.
1 year after they charged her $10,500 in closing costs. Second question. What did you learn through this entire experience?
I learned that it isn't just about rate, that there's so many different factors, and that I should be a little more educated on this matter and talk to people who can help educate me and walk me through this process. Not just kind of glaze it over.
Last question before we throw it to Ryan in the newsroom. What would you tell our other listeners listening right now that are thinking of calling Rocket Mortgage for their next mortgage?
I would tell them to call you instead, for sure.
And what would you tell your father about Stephen A. Leahy?
Good guy. Listen to the show.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. Send my best to your husband, your 2 beautiful kids. And when the rates come down and it makes sense, we'll take care of you.
Hey to Danny.
All right, Cara?
Thank you.
All right. The news. Thanks for calling. The news is next from the Northwestern Medicine Newsroom.